quick response from C9, going double AP in their solo lanes. You've already got a powerful AD jungler in the Xin Zhao, so putting Rumble and Anivia in your solos is going to feel really good.
It is going to mean that C9 are basically all reactive here, though. Continued crashing down in America's Cup, so everyone is very curious to see how they bounce back. Dokla goes for the flash and rises here.
Yeah, Thanatos with the flash away, tries to escape, but Saint has already arrived. Thanatos knows the only thing he could possibly try to do is make this one a 1-for-1. Dokla continues trying to walk away from it. There's your Rune Prison. A little bit more damage from the Overload should seal the deal. And first blood goes over to LYON.
Very nice. Available. So very big to get a first blood cashed in here for Saint.
Ooh, look at the damage on Sven as he tries to flash away to escape Berserker. Meanwhile, back over in the mid lane, APA versus Saint. Health bar's getting low. APA, though, might just be cooked. Inspired goes forward, but the flash back over the wall from APA keeps him safe.
Yeah, he does not want to lose his egg early on, especially over there. Lots of flashes and summoner spells being blown. Bottom is vulnerable now. Saint, though.
Whoa! Saint overplays his hand. Opportunity now to go for the Drake. As you can see, Isles and Berserker not really in a spot to be able to contest the control over this bottom side river that C9 has with their jungler. Biggest individual goal.
Because Inspired is very good at leading this team, and they have some really decisive tools at their disposal.
And here we go, the engage coming out onto Blabber. Inspired leads the charge, Saint right behind him. They're trying to burst down the Xin Zhao, but it's Inspired who's down to 100 HP now, reinforced by the shield, and he stays alive. APA wants to try to finish off the kill, but he doesn't quite have enough damage here just yet. Thanatos alive, but APA's egg gets scrambled. A double kill for Inspired as the Vi still lives, and Dokla chases after Sven. A little bit more damage from Saint is all they need, and LYON just slaughtered him.
Okay, I know Inspired is the GOAT, but Isles is actually what saves the day here. Isles comes in on the Nico. That was clean. Flash with the ulti. He gets 3 of them, and he makes sure that they win the early kill. And the early kill is so important. Look at Blabber right now. Isles gets all 3 of them, and it allows Inspired enough time to turn it right back around, heal back up, performing his duties admirably, as we said. Something we did kind of talk about in Files was some of the really good games that Isles actually had. His Poppy game was really, really good. And Dokla's back in there. He got his shield.
Yeah, Dokla's sticking around for now. It's APA taking the turret aggro, and Dokla nearly gets the outplay, but close is the pressure on all these objectives. And LYON are just forcing their way down mid lane. This tier 1 turret is not long for the world.
Yeah, about that plan of trying to get Cloud9 ahead early so they get to objectives early and force LYON into bad spots, I don't think that's on the menu.
Nope, Inspired goes in after APA, diving towards the Anivia. Does not have backup next to him here just yet, but he will force the C9 mid laner away.
Are going to have any illusion that they could contest. Just keep Dokla split pushing down there while they wait for the last little bit of his teleport. Again, Big Dope.
Here we go.
You know what's up.
The name of the game is try to kill this Ornn. They go right on in. Dokla busts the Anivia wall, wants to get the R2 out of the Ornn horn, does, but he does not have enough damage. And again, it's one more tower shot that would have made the difference in getting the kill. But C9 still accomplishes their dive. They're going to summon up the Rift Arrow to take the turret after, but at the same time, Saint is taking the tier 1 turret on the top side.
So the last one.
Huh? That looked a little bit strange. Okay, APA fighting back towards Inspired. Has the TP coming in from Thanatos, ready to reinforce the C9 mid laner. But Isles is also nearby to make sure that nothing bad happens to Inspired. So we will have the tier 1 turret. Saints rise. The Rod of Ages, 6 out of 10 of the stacks. Inspired also on the 2-item power spike here for the Vi. LYON is at some serious points of strength, and they're trying to use that strength right now. Inspired with the ulti engage onto APA. Dokla ready to try to follow this one up. Inspired does not want to overcommit to this here just yet. Blabber is ready to join the fight. Vulcan's also moving up towards the area, but LYON are not going to do any more for now. Inspired is already backed away into the jungle. C9 again trying to find the kill onto Dokla. The equalizer forces the flash of the Ornn, but Dokla stays alive this time. Meanwhile, the entire time, Saint is split pushing down in the bottom lane. This is what we talked about with the Rise. Yes, you can have fun doing realm warps with Nico in team fights, or you can just park your butt in the side lane and grab yourself some free money.
Yeah, and he's at 2-item power spike, feeling pretty good. 6 stacks, 7 stacks now on the Rod of Ages.
I see what you did there.
It just happened to change over. It just happened to change over at the moment. Honestly, though, it's kind of rough for C9. That was 2 lanes pushing for LYON in exchange for just pressure on the Dope.
Loses about a third of his HP right there. Berserker has rapid fire cannon completed on the Caitlyn now as well. We got another stare down, Kobe.
Yeah, and the siege is just going to go to their advantage. Here we go.
All right, LYON decides they want to go in, and they immediately jump after Blabber. Defensive Xin Zhao ulti, keeping him alive for now. Wild Growth also reinforcing the Zin's health bar. It's a 1-for-1 trade here at the very start, but Isles again! Beautiful CC from the LYON support, and the rest of the team is ready to follow right behind. It's a 5-for-1-8. Unfortunately, Isles said no.
Yeah.
He just immediately denied that premise. Now LYON does have the Baron, and this is what I was mentioning earlier, is yeah, you've got the Anivia wave clear, but this is kind of the way that you break through that. So I feel like LYON really is going to want to use this pressure. They're going to want to go pedal to the metal here, and you can see the pressure already mounting in both mid and bottom lanes. Remember, these tier 2 turrets died a long time ago, Kobe, so it's very easy for LYON to just make a beeline straight for the base, and sure enough, tier 3 turret is already broken down here in the bottom lane, and the inhibitor is about to go with it. Realm Warp back over into mid to bring the minions with them. Now Blabber is rooted up, could be in some danger. Doka wants to hit him with the Horn, and there it is. Berserker takes the kill on Blabber, as now Thanatos arrives, only to immediately find himself caught in the cupcake trap. Now he's got to try to run away. Ace in the hole is going to take him low. He'll be forced back into the fountain. Sync continuing to just play as aggressively as possible as C9 scrambles to try to clear waves. But the problem is, now you don't have Blabber. That's your only frontliner dead for the next 30 seconds, and the second inhibitor falls immediately.
Yep, LYON, they're not even stopping there. Berserker can keep up the siege.
All right, LYON looking to maybe take it all the way to the Nexus. APA is about to die to Berserker, but no, a beautiful stun from APA, keeping himself alive for now. Sven goes in and he at least secures the kill on the LYON AD carry. The shutdown for the Yunara is big. It's going to at least keep C9 alive a little bit longer.
All right, they just bought themselves some extra time in the game. How much more can they buy? Sven wants the chase down.
Now, Isles is seeing if maybe there's a punish to find here, and Sven, he steps too far forward, and LYON pounce. They take out the Yunara, and C9 now, they don't have enough damage control over the bot side through that. It's a nightmare to have to play into, and you can see Berserker and Dokla putting the last little bit of damage onto the only remaining tier 2 turret on the C9 side. 8 scrambling to try and defend here at this Dragon Soul. Blabber, however, chunked down to half HP, and remember, that's their only frontliner. Isles goes in, APA forced into the stasis, flashes away to escape the follow-up from Dokla. Blabber still frontlining as Thanatos walks up right behind him here with a Flame Spitter. Dokla forced to flash, stays alive in the meantime. Blabber with only 300 HP and no ulti, though. That Xin Zhao cannot re-enter the fight. Yeah. The Dragon's going LYON's way.
That was good damage from Saint over that wall. Saint on the bottom side of the thick wall here was able to blast him for the last little bit, force the ultimate, and there's the Dragon into Realm Warp Baron combo that we were talking about.
You call it, my friend. It's just so tough to deal with this when the enemy team is this far ahead, when they've got the Rise. Now you've got the Chemtech Soul. Now you've got Baron number 2 for LYON. I feel like this has got to be your game-ending push coming up.
Like
a little baby split.
Exactly. Very short little tournament that we just had. And from the beginning, well, Blabber is toast.
Yeah, I don't really see a world where you can get away from this one. Yeah, Xin Zhao ulti's nice, but having 5
early games at the very least versus JDG, obviously they fell apart and they lost some very winnable positions internationally, but still very early. And now they're going to go for the end on this game.
Yep, APA forced into his stasis yet again as Inspired engages, and they full send after Sven. Guardian Angel is going to proc here on Inspired as Isles finally falls. APA stays alive and gets the shutdown on that enemy support, but considering Inspired didn't actually die for real because the Guardian Angel purchase was completed, LYON is still going to keep pushing forward. APA losing the passive, losing his life, and C9 are just about losing this game. First Nexus turret's gone. Second one falls before I can finish my sentence. C9 are forced all the way back into the fountain. LYON are going full in for the full dive, but it won't even matter. 16-6. Game 1 goes to LYON.
And I do have their own engage and their own ability to make and force fights this time as well. Plus, Sejuani and Renekton is just one of my favorite combos of all time for top lane and jungle. And so that's a combo where you can, as far as using your flash, usually the Jarvan's goal is to trade flashes with you. And so, ooh, they're going to find Blabber, continue to hunt Blabber.
He's going to bounce it off the Gromp. Oh, Blabber down to 150 HP. Isles continuing to go forward. The dredge line misses, but the bullet does not. Berserker with controlled things start to finish.
Oh my God.
Isles had amazing plays. And now Blabber still level 3, thinking about maybe making a play up here on the top side. Isles hits the dredge line on Sven back in bottom. And here we go. All right, 2v1. Dokla drops the Slicing Maelstrom, flashes away, so they'll at least get the Summoner spell alongside the ulti from Dokla, as now Isles again looking to put the pressure onto Sven. Vulcan wants to fire back, that's a lot of damage under the Misfortune, and the Mega Inferno Bomb seals the deal. Now Isles is still trying to see if maybe he can get one back here, make this an even trade. Dredge line in, onto Sven, needs a little bit more, but he doesn't quite have the flash away from Sven. Isles staying alive for now, right back into the rush, but no! C9 pick up 2.
Woof, okay. Blabber is still really starved, but at least the bottom lane is eating good flowers for Cloud9. And the hopes there for Cloud9 in this series. This is a must-win game for them, so double kill for the bottom lane is going to be huge for the C9 morale down there.
Dokla.
Dokla has no flash. Remember how one gank can really change this matchup so heavily against the Kennen because you become so vulnerable.
There they go. Thanatos with the slice forward. Flashes for the Ruthless Predator.
Yep.
Blabber trying to follow up here, and there's your stun from Permafrost. Dokla continues trying to find a way out of this one. They do need a little bit more damage on the C9 side, but no. Cole the Meek has just enough range. And this is the... so we won't get Chemsoul in back-to-back games here, since this first Drake is the Chemtech one. We'll be able to secure this just about the time when the Void Grubs spawn. As Blabber is hanging around the area, does finally have the level 6 on the Sejuani, but no opportunity to go in and try to make anything happen. Huge.
Nami bubble into direct center hit of the Ziggs bomb was quite big.
Ooh, Dokla now under some pressure. Thanatos going for the all-in here. Dominus makes it easy. Thanatos with the solo kill.
Yeah, it always feels so good for the Renekton after it, the matchup turns here, because then the Renekton finally gets payback against this annoying little rat that's been harassing him all lane long, and he's catching back up in CS off of these extra kills they've been getting. Gives him a lot more time to finish up the CS up there too. Inspired, is he gonna go back in for this? Looks like wants to return. Dokla doesn't have teleport, but doesn't matter. He's got mid lane priority.
Yep, even though Inspired does not have a smite, there's no way for Blabber to really hang around here. You could see that APA wanted to go ahead and take his base. Will teleport back towards mid lane now, but that is first Drake, as well as all 3 grubs. The Kennen has his Alternator, has his Vamp Scepter. So bottom lane, Isles goes in with the dredge line here yet again, but the TP about to arrive for C9 means LYON has to get out. Sven has plenty of DPS, but now LYON is also sitting in the reinforcements. Saint decides to just charge forward with Inspired right behind him, and now the bullet time makes mincemeat out of Vulcan, the Cataclysm.
Yeah, you don't want to fight over that bottom lane. LYON with the extra advantage on Saint's teleport. I mean, wait, Inspired, they both have smite. I wanted to see...
Yeah, hold on, wait, we actually have some PvP up here on the top side. Thanatos gonna take that again. It
might be hard for Dokla to stay alive, even if he does find a flank to go in. He, it's a very long time before
you have to keep my eyes on APA Ziggs. Anytime he's allowed to actually play his signature champion in one of these games, we know the amount of pressure that he can secure with it. Meanwhile, C9 going for the full all-in on Isles. He survives with the shield for now. The dredge line does not manage to provide an escape route, but he can still walk it off. Meanwhile, up here in the top lane, the Rift Herald's going to be summoned up by LYON as they go in for the 3v1 against Thanatos, who might just be able to make it a 1-for-1, but no, the Cataclysm dunks him down. First turret also destroyed by LYON up here in the top lane before C9 is able to get something back on bottom side. The Rift Herald value coming up pretty clutch there, and they might even get the second charge. Bullet time's going to wipe out most of the minion wave, and Berserker is about to get paid.
Yeah, LYON basically, they won, quote-unquote, won the fights on both sides, because even bottom side, even though they didn't kill anyone, being able to have both members survive, delay the take on the tower as well, and then fully escape there was basically a W for the weak side.
Jungle of Blabber the entire game long. It is about a 2,000 gold lead now for LYON, just about 18 minutes into the game. As you can see, the TP escaped there from APA, knew that he could have been in a pretty precarious situation, so goes ahead and takes the fast track out back home, does have the Blackfire Torch completed here on the Ziggs. This champion will do so much damage once he's got 2-3 items online, and we know that APA is so very scary on it. I particularly like the Mega Inferno Bomb usage that we've seen so far. Want to see more of that. Berserker trying to defend the tier 1 turret here in the mid lane, but there's just not enough HP left.
Catch up a little bit. They really do need some threat behind that flank, and if the cannon has flash, then it should be putting Cloud9 on, like, okay, somebody please, everyone has
the pressure on, forcing the Spirit Rush there out of Saint.
Yeah.
Oh boy, hold on. Now LYON trying to defend themselves. Inspire takes a ton of damage, but he jumps in here with a Cataclysm, looking to lock up C9. Meanwhile, Dokla with a Slicing Maelstrom doesn't have enough damage to kill off APA here just yet, but does finally secure it. It's at the cost of Berserker, though. 1 for 1 so far, and what's a pretty
stacking with him, too. And Cloud9 kind of utilize that. They have him push bottom and then rotate over to mid lane so they can get this mid lane tower.
And when you've got the Ziggs taking...
So
yeah,
it's still pretty hard to hit her, but they can look for it. If you fish with a Sejuani ult and maybe a flank from the bottom side, Renekton.
Here we go, but the Glacial Prison misses. Saint's going to take a ton of damage to the Mega Inferno Bomb, but Berserker is already down. Thanatos here on the flank, looking to finish off the enemy support as Sven stays alive and inspired. Can't find anything. C9 are looking so much better in game 2.
Yeah, they fish for it and they find it. Sejuani ult pushes Berserker up to the top side, and Ziggs, really good APA ult. Easy for him to land it, gets the big damage. Fully taking down LYON. They're going to get the Baron Flowers, and I would wager that they can even go over with their Baron-empowered recalls to grab the Dragon too. Inspired still dead for another 20 seconds. So we're setting up for the Cloud9 clapback.
This is looking good, man. The engage, the powerful burst, even though the Sejuani
for LYON there, and Cloud9 will be able to get their Dragon on top of the Baron, and should be able to march in to take away a lot of the extra towers here. LYON's still trying to have Saint, do some split pushing and trying to get at least something back on the other side of the map, but fairly respectfully, Valk is enough to keep him safe. And Cloud9 also have plenty of other threats with APA and Thanatos.
And while Saint is trying to have a little pressure on the map up here in the top side, Dokla sidesteps a Glacial Prison down here in bottom lane. The 4-man unit of C9 looking to push into the base of LYON. Takes about half the HP off the turret. Remember, turret HP is deceptive against Ziggs. Once the thing's down to 20% or so, kaboom, already gone. As C9 are going to continue using this Baron, continue pushing forward. Dokla with the flash. They want to be respectful of this Kinnan, but at the same time, they know they've got to push their advantages while they have this 3K gold lead, while they have this Baron for the next 60 seconds or so. Thanatos now creating a second point of pressure over in mid. The raid boss, Renekton, very, very strong. And it's going to create enough space for the rest of the team down here in bottom lane to continue their push towards that tier 3 turret. APA is not even required. They don't even need this satchel for it. Sven's got plenty of damage. Inhibitor about to fall here too. Mega Inferno Bomb just forces Berserker and Isles further away.
Makes pretty easy work, Cloud9 now.
Yep, and here's your engaged Glacial Prison right onto Dokla. The Kinnan's dead before he can even use the ulti. Thanatos stays alive with the extra durability from Dominus. He doesn't even lose his Sterix gauge. He's going to go back to base, heal, teleport, and rejoin the fight if Cloud9 wants to keep the pressure on, but they'll be happy. 60 seconds until we get the Baron and the Dragon Soul both spawning onto the map for C9. Isles chunked to below half HP again. Has to just try to get away. And on the fridge as C9 are going to take their 4th elemental Drake of the game. They will secure the soul for themselves, despite it still be very effective. And now C9 with their Dragon Soul, posturing around the Baron, total control over this top side of the map, and another beautiful Glacial Prison stuns off Dokla. The Kinnan dies before he can even press the ultimate. Now Inspired's got to try to get away. Thanatos with a slice and dice after the enemy jungler. And with Inspired out of the picture, there is no way for LYON to try to stop C9 now.
Yeah, when everyone tells me, oh, jungle's so OP, top lane doesn't matter, then I'll show them this game.
Yeah, this is a great example. You keep this one
jungle diff or top diff. Well, in this game, the top diff was more important.
Yeah, the top diff. Where's the jungle diff? Yeah, he's the diff right there. As C9, they don't even need Baron. Berserker's just trying to farm Minions in mid, but C9 looks ready to end the game right here. They do have the super minion. They need a little bit more damage to clear out these turrets. First one about to fall. Then needed one more auto attack. Okay, we're getting a little bit happy here. Berserker cutting the wave in mid at least did provide enough time for LYON to still stay standing for now, but Blabber with a flash to the point blank ulti. And again, LYON players are dying before they can react to anything. The burst from C9 is just massive.
See, you could be way more useful on a Star Sejuani. Wait.
Oh, Dokla going in. Tries to find the kill into APA, but the Ziggs has enough mana for the Satchel to get back over the wall. Meanwhile, Sven flashing forward. He's on a rampage. Inspired is already gone, and the rest of LYON is going with them. It's an ace for C9. Right as LYON thought, maybe we can try to defend this. No, sir, not going to happen. 17-5. C9 bounce back in game 2.
All right, GG, we're going to 3. And Blabber gets some relief. That's why you have to have positive momentum. And the Wukong, I think both are good picks for them. It's just that, yep, okay.
Yeah, they didn't take a long time to answer your question.
Yeah, exactly as expected. Slam that as soon as you see this on. You know that Gwen is coming to snip, snip. All right, can Thanatos have another carry thing? But it is nice. Inspired, the little clip that kind of cut off what he was saying ahead of time, but he started that way. He started that replay by saying it's not that important for me. So seems like he wasn't that worried.
Okay, Saint trying to go in after APA, but immediately jumps back after Vulcan's ready for the follow-up. Blabber wants to dive in for the tackle. First blood, C9.
The double game
to pick up that kill on Saint.
You may have stole my Grump, but I stole your mid lane champion camp.
The most important camp. Nice CC there on Vulcan. Berserker and Isles continuing to go forward. They want the kill onto the board. Berserker going through the magical journey, and he finds the kill. C9 under serious pressure now as Sven barely stays alive. Blabber's ready to follow it up, and Sven gets the kill with a Mystic Shot. Now Saint's coming in over the wall, trying to protect Isles, who does flash away to barely live.
Ooh, we are getting hot. I mean, I like the first chase, but then Blabber on the timer here to... Wait, does that...
You gotta be kidding me. Nice shot.
I'm gonna look, see if there was any when was the last time they saw Seraphine? Let me see here. Continue, Flowers.
Okay. All right. Kobe is investigating whatever's happening right now, as Inspired does have to pop the Cyclone. Let's see if there's anything he can do here. Doesn't really look like it. Yeah, he's got Saint next to him, but C9 there ends up being a big swing in the overall outcome of that play. Beautiful shot comes out from Berserker here with the Enchanted Crystal Arrow. Now APA's got to try to get away from Saint. Flashes back and stays alive.
Okay, Flash acquired. That's what they're looking for. Ult for ult trade, but extra Flash advantage now for Saint. The Orianna definitely going to have a bit of a dangerous time. This is one of the things from Champ Select you're looking at is how effectively can they attack this Orianna. So nice Ash Arrow from Berserker and follow up there from Saint to get the flash. Belongs to Inspired.
You can't out-Gromp the Gromp Master. Nice, there's your Tempered Fate down here with the bottom lane. Vulcan setting this up. Isles takes a lot of burst damage, but they don't have quite enough to kill him here just yet. Inspired locking up Blabber, needs a little bit more with the second cast of the Cyclone. Gets it done now. Inspired repositioning, but he has to die. He can't get all the way through as Saint arrives into the fight. Finds the assassination onto Sven, and now APA's got no way home. LYON ends up finding
the dragon off this. Still, Sven and Vulcan have been poked a little bit at the start of this.
Okay, here we go. Potential dragon fight, 4v4 down here in the river. Top laner teleports are ready to go if they want to try to join. Dragon down to 2,000 HP. Keeper's verdict. Nice usage there from C9. Guarantees the take.
Poppy ultimate land, secure the smite, and nice little heist from Cloud9.
And honestly, Kobe, 14.5 minutes into the game, we got a real close one here in game number 3. I always like it when the last game of a series is the closest game of the series, and I feel like that's what we're getting here on day 1 of spring. Thanatos has to be a little bit mindful of what LYON's trying to do here. Saint does arrive into the top lane, looking to see if maybe he can finish this off. Jumps in after Thanatos, smoke screen is down, and Saint's got the burst. But now he'll be punished. Blabber's there, ready to clean it up. Stun locks him underneath.
This should be Cloud9 guaranteed. Rift Herald, LYON really have no business going over there.
Yeah, I would be very surprised if they chose to try to fight around an objective that their Fed Akali cannot make it to in any reasonable amount of time. But Dokla, Has to flash away now. Tempered Fate still finds him. Blabber's going to summon up the Herald, and honestly, I feel like this is just a blunder from Dokla. What are we doing here?
It is. He was like autoing the pink ward or something.
Yeah, that one was confusing.
Did we just see a death for our one auto on a ward or something?
No way. No way, right?
Yeah, man, that was a ward battle, bro.
Well, unlucky. Dokla's going to want that one back.
And he didn't even kill the ward.
Yeah, he dies without getting the ward. He's going to lose his turret. That's the first turret of the game. That's more money in the Gwen's pocket. We're talking about Akali being a fed side lane threat. Guess what?
Nice, barely getting the first turret bonus. Let's see, 1,000 gold the advantage of Cloud9. They know that Thanatos at least doesn't have flash. Yeah,
man, Inspired is going to full commit for this one. Thanatos has no flash and he has no needlework, so he can't drain tank to keep himself alive a little bit longer. Phantom Dancer completed now, second full item. As over on the other side, Sven is about to hit a power spike of his own with the Manamune almost evolved into the Muramana, but now Thanatos facing the pressure of Inspired here yet again. Full charge decimating smash, and there's no way for the Gwen to get away from that one. But now Isles is in some danger. Blast Cone over the wall, back to the safety of Berserker. Means that C9 is not going to get a punish there.
Man, yeah, the side lanes are already a problem for Cloud9, and it's not even the Akali, it's really the Wukong. Inspired. Yeah. Inspired just kind of running Thanatos now. Got him on the bottom side before Dragon, so it should be very good for LYON, but Dokla is taking a lot of damage early.
Yeah, they committed the shockwave to the lone Scion, and it's going to end up resulting in a kill. APA getting the credit for that one as Dokla's already out of the picture. The Drake is secured by Inspired and LYON as Blabber jumps into the mix, but now he's taken a ton of damage from Berserker's focus fire. Keeper's Verdict knocks the LYON AD carry away.
Now too, even just look for that, but LYON should be able to push on both sides, and Saint does, yeah. The Akali is just so mobile. That's why it's like, it's still pretty good.
Ooh, nice arrow there from Berserker. Finds Vulcan before he can go on a magical journey, and they shoot down the C9 support. Nice pick.
Yeah, beautiful pick here. That's going to open up a lot of territory around mid. Blabber gets pushed out of the jungle here by Inspired, and the tower goes down. Dokla blast cones over as well to make sure they can finish the objective. For basically everyone by that time. Thanatos probably will have his finish.
Okay.
Or definitely will have his finish. So I think it definitely will be competitive. It depends on the setup here, but C9, there's so much variance between Bard and Poppy ultis. Like those things could make a fight look to work. I don't think they're going to try and chase him down or anything, but
probably not. Well, there is needlework being used down here in the bottom lane. Same with the flash, trying to stay alive, but no! Thanatos gets the pick. Saint falls. LYON at the same time trying to secure the dragon for themselves. They do have enough time to do so. The Tempered Fate and the True Shot.
Regardless.
Oh, Blabber with the blast cone over, trying to make the dive happen here in the tier 1 turret in mid lane. But Big Dokes has arrived with the Scion. So the turret does go over to C9, but LYON get the kill.
Scion is also immune when he ults in.
Yep.
He is unstoppable. So Dokla ults in right through this Poppy ult, right through Blabber's face. That was a costly error.
Yeah, that's massive. That's the enemy jungler dead for the next 30 seconds. Thanatos is down in the bot lane. He's teleporting back into the fight now, but he doesn't have the needlework ready to go here just yet. LYON are starting up the Baron. C9 coming to stop him. Not a particularly fast Baron here from LYON, as you do see the teleport being channeled from Saint, looking to make his way into the mix. Thanatos in the backside of the Baron pit, just trying to keep LYON distracted. Saint in the middle of everybody, has to dive under the smoke. True Shot Barrage hits Saint and Isles both. Dokla here on the front line, trying to buy some time. Thanatos again, right back into the Baron pit. Massive shockwave coming out from APA. Dokla's gonna die here on the Scion. APA gets the kill credit on that one. C9 wants to clean up more of these kills, and Vulcan with the two-man binding. It's beautiful to pick up 2 more kills and put the money in Sven. Really get a ton of value out of this item. C9 are up 3,000 gold as a team, and now they're the ones controlling the bot side river. Dokla's got to be a little bit mindful of his positioning here. Nice arrow flies out from Berserker to find its way onto APA while Sven is under pressure from Inspired off on the left side of the fight here at the same time. Thanatos goes golden. LYON trying to get the punish here, but it's Inspired who dies first. C9 are already winning the team fight, and APA with the shockwave completely removes Isles from the rip. Thanatos with the kill credit on Dokla there. Berserker cannot outfight the whole C9 squad, and that is a massive win for C9, 4-0.
Thanatos is dancing on them. Oh my goodness, he dodged everything. He really good arm guard there from him as well to create the space. And Cloud9, they're gonna ride this all the way to the base, Flowers.
They are going straight for the throat. Saint is the only one standing on LYON for the next 15 seconds or so. Sure, you'll have Isles back, but support Seraphine isn't going to be able to stop the C9 War Machine. Inhibitor already destroyed here in the bottom lane, and C9 are pushing straight for the Nexus. Saint tries to jump in, but he doesn't have the damage to kill Sven. The Akali falls. Inspired has finally come back to life. He jumps in after Thanatos, but they still don't have the damage to kill the Gwen. He goes back over to the Honey Fruit, eats those, and C9 are going to exfiltrate the base. Dopa tries to jump in and get something back. Sven gets away from the arrow. LYON is still chasing, and C9 is still getting away. LYON just cannot confirm any of these kills.
LYON have lost all momentum in the entire game. It started with that Baron and ends with C9 destroying their inhibitor and one Nexus tower. LYON now still, like, they're trying to make the play extra long here, chasing them out, but their teleport comes back from Cloud9. They want to turn the tables here in the jungle, Blabber.
Yeah, LYON was thinking about the Dragon Soul, but no, it's not going to happen. Isles already chunked down to 1/3 HP. Blabber's got to be careful just a little bit as Inspired continues diving forward. Saint arrives. LYON still just trying to have any sort of a foothold here in this game. And right as Saint wanted to go in, he immediately gets stopped by Blabber. Meanwhile, we've got the fight back at the base at the same time as Thanatos is on a rampage, just once again tearing through the health bars of LYON. The Gwen just cannot be stopped. Snip, snip, make sure he uses the stasis to get away from the charge of the decimating smash. Shut down from Inspired onto Vulcan, but Thanatos is just gonna end the game. GG! C9 take down LYON.
Thanatos